What kind of fucking bullshit is
Dude, he does this every week.
The bad news is that civilization is crumbling around you.
Wear a dog mask, cut your dick off, bomb Palestine.
The good news is that you are not alone.
There's butthole shaving videos.
Feel bad for the minorities in LA for having to deal with the white people in LA.
You have 5 till midnight, live every Monday at 8 p.m. where you join 5 Limp Bizkit Americans to laugh at the absurd nonsense of the end of history.
Shit show right there.
Sam, stop it!
And welcoming back, we're in a completely different America now at this point. Welcome back.
Trump.
Welcome back to 5 till midnight, everybody. I was off last week. I was helping finish out the Chase Oliver campaign, and it came to an absolutely abysmal close. Seymour had beat out our candidate there, Chase Oliver, for 5th place, and Chase was down in 6th, even below the guy who told everybody not to vote for him and to go vote for Trump, and then the Jewish lady. So
Yeah,
that's how the
so
Chase
funny.
Oliver campaign went.
We had out the election results, and I was like, he lost to a guy who told people actively not to vote for him, and a literal communist. It's crazy.
Yeah, I love
Insane.
it. I absolutely love it. And then there was a little bit of a public beef between him and Angela, and I'm here for it, man. I'm here to watch it.
That came out on the
Body
timeline.
bagged him twice.
Sam is on cleanup duty right now, so he won't be joining us.
Yeah. Sam's in Hawaii with Chase Oliver, licking his wounds.
Yeah.
And some other
Licking them all up, licking the wounds. They gave him a little birthday surprise yesterday for the Marine Corps birthday, sir, and gave him Sam's enjoying it. Sam's living it up right now. Chase Oliver's cleanup campaign.
Chase Oliver's cleanup campaign spent more money in baby oil than Diddy's parties did.
I feel like you got to. But yeah, this is Trump's America now, 2024. Or, well, it'll be 2025. But, for the next couple months, we'll see what he does. We've already been talking about his latest appointments. We were talking about that a little bit before the show started. Like I said before, first 2 draft picks, I was feeling pretty good. I was like, oh, man, here we go. We might have a good starting team. And today it's kind of gone downhill.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
His Borders seems good.
Yeah.
He's hardcore. He seems he's about it and about. I mean, he was just talking today about like raiding businesses that hire illegals. So this guy seems about it.
Yeah,
He's about that life.
I'm intrigued, and I hate to be the panel black pillar, but I mean, this is kind of what I've become known for, unfortunately. But when he denounced Pompeo and Haley, which is praiseworthy, and which is good, I'm like, let's not go popping champagne just yet. We're not out of the woods. He could still pick some really awful people. And it legitimately pains me to say this, but I was vindicated. He picked basically Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo, except for their names are Elise Stefanik, who said that there was an article that literally said she has like a troubling America First agenda, and she's standing in front of a bunch of Israeli flags. I'm not even kidding you. And then Mike Waltz, to go to him as the appointment for National Secretary of Defense or whatever it is. This guy had gone on congressional delegations to Ukraine. He signed all of the Ukraine aid except for the most recent bill, which Trump was the one that helped push through. He's one of the biggest China hawks. He's obviously an Iran hawk. And where else was I going with that? There was one more important thing. Oh, he also said that like the vast majority of Republicans support arming Ukraine. So untrue. It is untrue,
Liar.
But that's
It
what
might
he
be
says.
true about the Republicans in DC. So he might not.
Well,
be
exactly.
Yeah,
so basically, what
Not the right Republicans.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I'm kind of back to blackpilling a little bit. I was beginning to pick my head up a little bit, and then of course, as soon as I do, I have to get fucking my nose broken. So
I can't get over the fact that Sam looks like a woman transitioning to a man who's drunk.
Well, when he first got on, I was like, "Oh shit, Megamind's here!" Jesus Christ!
He really looks like he's out. And he's like he has all the HRT in the world. Just going to Hawaii.
That's why he went, dude. That's
Yeah,
why he went.
it's
Yeah.
cheaper there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to see with the Trump stuff. Like, we have to see, like, again, like, I hear all the knee jerk react, even for me, like the knee jerk reaction shit, where it's like, oh, it's like chill. He's not even in office yet. Like the things he was saying on those videos that were released were pretty sick.
Yeah.
Where he's like, we're
Yeah,
coming after
that's true.
fucking like YouTube and shit. We're coming after like the school system
Universities. Yeah.
and like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like hopefully follow through with that. I said I'll vote for Trump for a third term if he puts more than 4 o'clock game, more than 4 games in the late night slate for football.
You're dumb.
If we could do that, I'll vote for
I
Trump.
like when he shits on the NFL, dude. It's so funny. He was like, "What's up with that? What's up with the new kickoff? They're not even kicking the ball."
Yeah.
Bosa also got fined $11,000 for wearing that hat.
Yeah,
That MAGA hat?
obviously.
Yeah. And they said worth it.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's the other thing too, is like there was way more outward support of Trump from like high status people this time around than ever even
Yeah.
before. Which
Yeah.
said
Well,
something.
In 2016, I think he had like no elite backing and had the people. Like it was
Yeah.
like an anomaly that happened. Like it was not supposed to happen. And then, but this time around, I mean, you can see it everywhere. He has elite backing and
The
the
whole-
popular
The whole
mandate.
D line of San Francisco after Bosa got a
Yes.
fucking sack did the Trump dance on live
Let's
television.
find that.
They were
Let's
like,
find that. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
The-
awesome. That was black dudes, white dudes just dancing away
Living
in the middle
life.
of a game. Living life. Just
Yeah,
dudes being guys.
Yeah, he literally won over like even the elite. So I think
Yeah.
it was just a huge shift that happened. I don't really know exactly all why people changed their
You know,
minds, but probably
I-
him getting shot at probably changed a
Yeah.
lot of.
I was
famous people's
listening to Dave Smith and Joe Rogan, their new episode that came out, and they were like, in our lifetime, if a president got shot at during his election and survived, they automatically win. Like there's no,
Yeah.
there's no, and then they went on to say like, you just kind of feel a little vindicated because everything was saying that Trump wasn't going to win, but everywhere else, like when you talk to people or looked outside or fucking anything,
Mhm.
it was like, how is this guy not gonna win? And
Right.
I mean, we were kind of proven
Kind of,
correct. And
right.
It was a landslide. Yeah, they
This is the
fucking
dance.
won. It was this is the dance. Start hitting it right there. Bah.
Look at the little goofy dance, dude.
But he won in a landslide. It was just confirmed that the House is Republican led and the Senate is a Republican majority, and he won the presidency. And that's what it is. Like the people have spoken. I guess voting does work, guys.
Yeah, in a way.
Or is something nefarious coming before January 20th?
Yeah, that's true too. I've heard a lot of people have started to make this argument that the reason why the Kamala campaign is so quiet right now is because they're actually trying to find some way to take this into litigation or whatever else. And I think
I don't
that's
know.
interesting. I saw something about Starlink and how a lot of like East Coast cities and rural areas use Starlink, and Pennsylvania used Starlink and stuff like that for some of their voting
Yeah.
booths. And they're like, oh, that's a conflict of interest, and we don't have access to what they did with those votes, and they can see everything that goes across them. And I don't know. So that's interesting. I don't know how far that gets anybody, or how true any of it is, or if it's even possible for Starlink to change anything. But I know that's something that's going around right now.
Yeah,
After
they didn't have
2020
any problem. They had no problems with Elon using Starlink to help Ukraine with targeting. But now all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Right.
because
Exactly.
it could have helped Republicans, now all of a sudden
Right.
it's a big deal.
Yeah,
After
we're gonna
2020, they're not
see-
allowed to say shit.
We're
ever,
gonna
like-
see a bunch of blue and on conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
dude. Like people were like, "Where?" Like my funniest
I
one
like
was like,
blue and
they're
on.
like, "Hey, where did all those like 10 million votes that Biden got go?" And then even the Republicans are like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
where
It's
are
almost
they?
like it's suspicious or something.
Well,
Dude, I saw
okay.
a very funny post where one guy was like, "Oh shit, maybe we did cheat in 2020."
Well, so like my thing is that and I don't know, there's probably an explanation out there, and a lot of people are kind of jumping the gun on this because all the votes weren't counted yet. But I mean, I could legitimately be convinced that Kamala was that bad, and people were just like, wow, like I can't get behind this. because I think that was a lot of people's perspective. They're like, yeah, I fucking hate Trump, but Kamala just ain't it. I'm apathetic to this whole deal. And plus the whole Israel-Palestine thing, I think a lot of people were probably turned off by that. And she was just transparently one of the worst presidential candidates ever. And I think people were just like, nah.
Well, everything about her was so fake and was so obvious. If you had a
Exactly.
brain in your head that wasn't the IQ of a fucking average bird, you were like, oh, this is fake as fuck. Like her whole cackling at every answer because she had no real answer. That's what kids do. Like, did you take the cookie? Like, no. It's like that's what kids fucking do. It's like it's so see-through, dude. It was disgusting.
Yeah, and she just I tried to explain this to some people that I know that are pretty left-leaning, and I was just like, she was unlikable. She was like clearly unlike somebody mute Sam. Mute Sam.
He is
There
muted.
it is. He did. He just did.
Okay.
He wasn't. But she was just unlikable. It wasn't a you can't pull somebody out 3 months before the election and expect your candidate to be shit hot, especially if that candidate got fucking destroyed in the campaign, the presidential whatever it's called,
Primaries.
4 years prior.
Votes. Zero
like-
votes.
Yeah, so like you can't expect them to like be shit hot. And she had one of the quietest vice presidencies possible. Like she didn't do anything the entire time.
To be fair, what vice president has done anything?
No, right, but like just like Dick Cheney was in the headline all the fucking time
Because he was trying to
Half of that
start 40 wars.
and because he shot like multiple people, but like whatever.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney was the most
it's just-
gangster vice president we ever had.
but yeah, so it's like she had a very quiet presidency. Like wasn't even involved in. There wasn't much like filibuster things or anything like that she could be involved in. So she had a very quiet vice presidency, and then they just lied. They lied to us for the whole 4 years of Biden's fucking presidency, and they were like, "Oh yeah, he's mentally unstable. She's
Right.
gonna be our nominee,"
Right.
and it's like, well then, and even when she's pressed on that and asked about it, she's like, "Oh no, he's stable," and it's like, then why are you here? Like, why are you 90 days out? Why are you here?
Right.
And she just had no good
Yep.
answers. She was awkward in her campaigns. Like, dude, there's like 2 like really bad videos that I saw where she's like, now chant your names. 'cause
Right,
You
and no one
guys are the
did.
ones. And
Yeah.
everybody was like,
Huh?
what? And then she had another one where it was like just as bad, and it like made me physically cringe.
Luke, you see that
Watch.
one where her teleprompter stopped working and she was like,
Yeah.
she just kept doing that until it turned back on. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Say what you will about Trump, but if you're talking about like presence and like quickness and wittiness and like truly funny,
Yeah.
it's not even close. Like if you're just
Yeah, and she
policies aside, I'm talking about just like as a public speaker and stuff, he blows her out of the fucking water.
absolutely, and she backpedaled on everything that she stood for her entire like mainline political career. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the fracking thing,
Right.
the everything that she did in her like to run for president the first time, she in the
backed away
primaries,
from.
she backed away from it, and it's like you can't do that and then people believe you.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
I gotta
sorry,
say,
and all they had was the abortion thing. That's the only thing. I'll finish on this.
They
All
ran
they
on
had was
that.
the abortion thing,
They ran on.
and that's all they ran on. And don't get me wrong, it's pretty important. It got her fucking what is it? I'll look at it right here.
70 million
Still
votes.
got her 71 million votes, and that's all she had going for her. And don't get me wrong, it's an important issue in the United States right now. I'm not saying that it's not. I just don't think it was the issue that people are going to be. They had the chance under Obama to codify Roe v. Wade.
Right.
They had the chance under Biden to do something with abortion, and they didn't. And like, how many times are Democrats going to fall for this? And I think there was quite a few Democrats that were like, we're not falling for this again.
But how
And
many of
either
those votes
didn't vote.
were not because of her, because of Trump's or Nazi? You know what I'm saying? Like 25 million of them, maybe more. Like they were just like, well, Trump's a literal Nazi, so we're gonna vote for this woman who we have no idea about anything she talks about or says. Another knock on her campaign is the left doesn't know what real men are, so they're like, let's get Tim Walz in here. and all of us feel like this guy's fucking gay.
Horrible VP pick. Horrible VP pick. He just
Horrible.
lied. He just constantly
He
lied.
was a constant liar. The constant like, you're not a real man if you don't. And we're all like, I could bench more than you can. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Did you guys
Like-
hear him talk about how he and his wife had to use IVF to get pregnant, and his wife had to come out and be like, "No, we didn't." Like that's so weird. That's
Yeah,
so,
no, like
such a
the whole
weird thing to
football
lie
coach
about.
thing.
Yeah.
That Twitch stream. That's what I'm saying. They do so much more harm. That when he was playing Madden with AOC, and he was like, "She runs a mean pick six, bro. How are you a football coach? It's not even a fucking thing. I mean, it's a thing. It's not a play. You can't run a pick six. It's they're trying to.
Jared Goff can.
Well, they still won, but like, and then the whole thing of like that commercial they made where it's like, I'm a man and I'm voting for, but they're sitting like effeminately, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're a theater kid
Yeah.
cosplaying as like what you think a man is.
I love
It's like
that
the most
they, like
see-through shit in
found
the
him
world.
and like put where they went to university and their degree and everything afterwards. I was like, damn, got him.
But like all that shit is theater kid energy. Like the whole campaign is theater kid energy, and like I hate
absolutely.
nothing more than theater kid energy.
Theater kids and cops, dude. Same thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of the same energy.
I don't know. It's just it was a poorly ran campaign. I don't know. I
Well,
feel like everybody here agrees with that.
yeah, one thing that I got to say, the take that I was probably sick of seeing the most, and I understand why people say it. They're like, Kamala was elected without ever running a primary, and it's like, are you guys seriously surprised for the Democrats at this point? Like they have literally rigged every single primary for the last like 20 years,
Yeah, I know.
and you're still surprised.
No, I don't
about
think
it.
it was a surprise, Kyle. I think
Yeah.
it was just the blatant hypocrisy and lies that were like,
But they,
come
they
on.
did the same thing with Bernie too. They did the same thing with Bernie.
Yeah, but at least like
twice.
they paid Bernie, like he still got votes and they paid him out. She got zero. Like it's like that's
But I mean,
like
well, she was also like vice president too, and I do think there was some fuckery. I think everybody agrees there was some.
Oh,
fuckery
Biden
going
straight
on
up
there.
said though. He said
Yeah.
himself, he's like, I'm going to put a black female as my VP. So like, there you
Yeah.
go.
Well, no. Like my thing is that like I think they didn't have a good out to do anybody but Kamala because you can't have a vice president. and
Oh,
a
right.
president.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, like you can't have a
Yeah.
vice president and a president from the same state, so that's why they couldn't go for Gavin Newsom.
Yeah,
And there was nobody else with name recognition. Like Josh Shapiro was a big name who's floated out for Kamala's VP, but he doesn't have anywhere near the name recognition that Gavin Newsom does or Kamala Harris for being.
He
the
would have
vice
been better than
president.
Tim Waltz though.
Gretchen should have gone with
Yeah.
Gretchen.
Gretchen
Because-
Whitmer. Yeah,
Because
No.
no, I'm serious. I'm serious. I really genuinely think this guy being a
They couldn't-
flamboyant, closeted gay guy cosplaying as like a football player was super detrimental to them. Because again, even
Well,
if you were
I
in the
agree.
middle, dudes are like, that's not a fucking what a man acts like.
Especially
No.
after the debates, the VP debates, he got slaughtered.
Yeah, JD Vance
And-
bodied him.
Bodied him. And I think they can't put Gretchen Whitmer because she would outshine Kamala at every fucking facet of any political like anything. Like I'm not saying I like Gretchen Whitmer, but she's just
there's-
better.
There's some truth to that where like a president will pick a VP a lot of times that is lesser than them that won't outshine them.
Yes.
Like it goes from Obama to
Obama,
Biden,
Biden.
right.
Biden,
Biden,
Harris,
Right,
Harris,
yeah.
Waltz, and it's like
Yeah.
it just gets worse and worse as you keep going. Because
Yeah,
like
and
no
I
one
think-
wants to pick someone better than them.
Yeah. And I think Trump did himself a favor picking JD Vance. It was somebody that could support him. Like it wasn't it could do
Well,
things
yeah,
that he
Trump-
couldn't do.
Trump speaks at a 5th grade level, and JD Vance speaks like an adult. And
Yes.
Trump is really good. Yeah, Trump is really good at rallying the troops and getting
Yes.
everybody laughing and getting admiration. And Vance is really good at explaining nuance, which Trump
but I think
has.
it's-
Trump
That's
has
what you
zero
need.
nuance.
That's what you need,
Yeah.
though. I
Well,
think.
yeah,
I think you need
exactly.
a
Right.
Sets
two-pronged
up Vance.
attack. Right.
Yeah,
It sets up Vance. And I think
Be-
it sets up Vance very well.
yeah.
Also, the fact that Trump got in a garbage truck and made fun of it, like people like that shit because it's like, oh, he's taking
nailed
it
it.
all in his stride.
Yeah.
And Kamala, like, they would never do that.
They
Like, they
couldn't.
try with the Molly
couldn't.
Shannon thing, and like, all you're doing is making fun of
Yeah.
Catholics, and we hate that.
Yeah.
So stop that shit right now. It's like they
Mhm.
just fail at every turn. Like, do you see the SNL skit
Mhm.
recently where they were
Terrible.
just like,
Sucked.
terrible, where they were just like, and we just want to take this time to be like, we never doubted you, President Trump.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
still mocking us.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys don't you genuinely don't get
This
it.
is what you do. And people,
Right.
did you see people like saying like, oh, even SNL can make fun of themselves about it now?
weren't.
And it's like, no, they still aren't. Like, you guys are dumb. They're not making
Right.
fun of themselves. They're making fun of you.
us
They're
and-
making
us
fun
and you,
of
right.
us.
Right. They're calling us
Because-
still like pieces of shit criminals.
Or
and
not
they're
even that. They're calling us stupid. They're
Right.
calling us
Yeah, that too.
straight up
Yeah.
dumb. They're like, we can still sit here and do this. And the entire media can sit here and talk about, oh, this is why Trump won. Not because there's an actual like change of movement and change of what direction this country wants to go in based on the population. Not because of that. It's
Right.
because, you know, Kamala just ran a bad campaign, or Kamala didn't get a fair shake because she's a black woman running for president, and we're still a racist nation. You know, it's because we're homophobic, transphobic, any kind of phobic.
Right.
And that's
Which
why
is true.
It is true.
but
Yeah,
that's
but
why
it's
she
relevant.
lost. And it's like, no, we're fucking done with you guys. We're done. And I think that's why I've been telling a lot of the Dems that I know, I was like, this wasn't, I feel like for a large majority of people, I think the large majority of the United States is very, they don't feel like they have a political home currently, like whether it's Republican or Democrat. I feel like a lot of people voted for Trump that felt that way. And they voted for him because it was like a fuck you to the general system of how it goes. Because even the Republicans don't like Trump. Let's be honest here.
Oh my God. Typo, why'd you have to send that? Breaking. The New York Times reports that Trump is expected to name Marco Rubio as his Secretary of State. Dude, I was yesterday I was trying so hard to be optimistic. I'm like, he outright rejected Pompeo and Haley. This is awesome. I'm not going to celebrate, but this is a really good sign. And then he picks Marco
Is that what he just did?
Rubio,
Well, I
Mike
don't know if he picked
Waltz.
him.
Oh my God! Come
Why not
on,
like
man.
fucking throw Tulsi in the mix?
Vivek,
Yeah, you know what? And she's
Tulsi.
not perfect, but she's acceptable. Tulsi, Vivek. He had Colonel Douglas McGregor at the end of his last administration. Like, there are good people within his
Yeah.
orbit that he has a good relationship with. Pick those people. Like, I thought, once again, I was told by everybody who was supporting Trump and spent the last fucking 3 months for good reason, because he ran a really good campaign the last couple months. The first like year and a half of his campaign was slow, low energy, DEI Trump. Whereas basically, look at what I did for all these groups of people, except for the main people who were voting for me. And then the last 3 months after 2 assassination attempts, all of a sudden he decides, yeah, I'm actually going to run like a real campaign. Flawless, fucking incredible. One of the best political comebacks like ever. And then now he gets in and he's choosing like the worst people on the
I'm
face
gonna
of
play
the
devil's
planet.
advocate, optimistic guy. Here's
Sure,
what
go.
I'm gonna do. Here's my, and I could be
Please,
wrong.
Please, I need
gonna-
it. I
I'm
need
just throwing
it.
it out there. Just throwing it out there. I'm trying to be
Yeah.
optimistic. Maybe he's giving these guys a chance to see what they're worth, and then if he starts doing some fuck shit, he pulls him. He's like, I couldn't trust you.
Okay,
have a better-
I hope that's the case. I sincerely hope that is the case.
That's my spin zone.
Better optimistic spin. So this is actually when it was being floated around that Thomas Massey might be his Secretary of Agriculture.
Yeah,
There's a lot of ways you could look at that pick, because you're pulling out the only representative in the House that would be against AIPAC. Like, you know, he's like you're pulling
Right.
him out, and now
Yeah.
he won't even have a voice against like foreign policy anymore, because that's not his ball. That's not his wheelhouse anymore. That's not his focus. But an optimistic, but this would be saying that like Trump's playing 4D chess. So I don't know if we would say that, but
Listen, I've heard
he is
I've heard-
pulling neocons out of Congress. So he essentially, if they accept that position, he has a chance to fire them, and then their position's already given up to somebody else.
right.
So it's like there is a possible scenario you could see him
It would be
pulling.
crazy.
So,
if
That
he pulls
would
them
be
and just
crazy,
fires
but that
them.
is just
I
being
hope-
optimistic.
dude.
about
I
hope that'd be badass. That'd be the
sincerely
biggest power move ever.
hope. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I
Just like first 30 days, just like you're fired. You're fired.
Yeah.
You're
little
fired.
Marco, I've wanted to do this since 2015, and I'm finally going to do it. Marco, you're fired. You're horrible. Nobody likes you. You're fired, little Marco.
By the way,
Yeah.
what
And
what
but the
cuck
the
Rubio
Marco-
is.
But
Yeah,
the Marco
seriously.
Rubio thing might not even happen. I think I mean it's possible that Pompeo and Nikki Haley were floated out. They do these press thing, they put it out to the press, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, that he's considering
what
this.
the reaction
Watch
is."
the backlash
Right,
online,"
exactly.
and then he's like, "Okay, well, never mind."
And then
So
he
it could-
chooses people who are just as bad.
Well, yeah. Well, he hasn't picked anyone for the actual position, like secretary. Like,
He's talking about Watts earlier.
Oh,
well,
I'm sorry,
he
yeah.
is a security advisor, but he doesn't. I mean, I don't know exactly what much power he has within the cabinet. If he was putting him at like Secretary of Defense or Secretary of State, that is more alarming, in my opinion. But I'm not saying these positions don't matter that he put these people in. I'm saying these positions are. I don't think they have as much power or say as, like, say, the Secretary of Defense or the Secretary of State would have. So, like, if he does actually put a neocon in the Secretary of State, then it's like, okay, well, I don't know if
I was telling Kyle earlier, we should just get Conor McGregor to be Secretary of Defense
Yeah, you know what?
and just send him around to different countries
dude, I think he might actually run for president of
of Ireland. He will win.
Ireland.
He will win
No,
hands down.
He'll
We're
win
banning all these fucking immigrants.
Dude,
Get this fucking guy out of here.
he's aggressive, and he's like, he even speaks Gaelic. So you like
Yeah.
some Irish
Who the
reporter
fuck is this guy?
was talking to him in Gaelic, and he like responded perfect. I was like, holy shit. No,
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
think
he's
I-
Irish.
Someone floated around Laura Loomer for press secretary.
No,
and
my God, I
shot
hate her so
myself.
much. She should
I
be
can't-
fucking dog
I
secretary.
like Candace
No, you know
Owens
what?
for
I
that
will-
pick. That'd be a good pick.
They'll never do it
if,
because she's so anti-Israel, dude. She'll never do it.
If we got Laura Loomer's press secretary, then I could say I've successfully baited the press secretary into talking shit to me on Twitter multiple times.
That would be cool.
I think
You
I
guys-
got
I ratioed her once, so I'll be pretty
Oh,
happy.
nice. Yeah, I've got her to reply to me 2 or 3 times. I said she was running for Miss Israel or something like that. Or no. She said, I said she was.
Oh, I know you're talking about, Kyle.
Yeah, it was a bad picture. I mean, she looked rough, and she said, "I'm not
Oof,
running for Miss
Jesus
America."
Christ.
Yeah. And then I commented on that thread. I said, no, but you're running for the Westminster Dog Show, though.
Dude, yeah. Did you guys see Alex Jones's last InfoWars is shutting down?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
shutting
Sent
down
it.
on Wednesday. It looks like his lawsuit or whatever's been happening to him is they're
Yeah.
trying to seize.
That
info
is
from him.
so wildly how that's allowed is
Yeah.
crazy. Like, how you could just do
I
that.
really wish Trump would make him press secretary and then just like
That'd be
completely
crazy.
dismantle the lawsuit. Like, could you imagine a bigger fuck you to the left than to fucking just do something like that? Like, how much of a power move would that be? Like, all
Yeah.
right, Infowars.com, we're back.
He's just plugging his show as what about the war in Iran, sir? And he's like, Infowars.com. 20% off Alex Jones. Be
Yeah,
so
listen, they're
fucking
coming
funny.
for the bones. They're picking their teeth with the bones of the babies. All right, Infowars.com.
That'd be so fucking funny. Actually, see that's the thing too, is I just hate the left so much. I would love to see more troll picks just to get them going. Like, anything like that would be so fucking funny.
There's one of those videos that we were talking about earlier of Trump's that he said literally the first line was, "I will abolish the Department of Education on day one."
Yeah.
So I hope that's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. Someone on
Kyle and I
Twitter.
were. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say someone on Twitter was talking. I said, I'm like, we were ranked first in the country, in the world pre DOE,
Yeah.
and then we're like we hover between 13th and 19th now, and then
Yeah.
I was like, we should get rid of that. And someone was like, yeah, well, we'll be worse. I was like, what? Like,
do you
how is
get
that logic even make? I'm like, so we're already bad now with the thing that made us bad. So if we get rid of it, we're gonna be worse. It just, I
Yeah.
mean, it genuinely, that's just what these people like. It's retarded. Like they're like,
Yeah.
how does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you look at like some inner cities and shit too. I'm pretty rusty on like some of these stats, but it's like some of these kids graduate with like a 4th grade reading level.
Chicago, New York
Yeah,
City,
Chicago,
LA,
Baltimore, all these
Baltimore.
areas. Where,
And it's only gotten worse after the COVID shit. It's
Right.
only gotten
Right.
worse. People are going into college legitimately illiterate. It's crazy.
That is nuts. That is fucking nuts. And like,
don't know how to research, don't know how to study, don't know how to do these things, and they're letting them in. It's crazy.
people will just again. My wife's a teacher. I mean, she sees the inside of all this shit more than any of us, and she's like, "Yeah, this shit's." I mean, it's Catholic school, it's a little different, but she still sees like the
Yeah.
rigmarole of all the DOE shit. She's like, "It's terrible."
Yeah.
Kyle probably knows this. I live in the second best school district in the state of Pennsylvania. I live in Council Rock School District, which is like I think New Hope's 1 and Council Rock is 2. And it's like these kids are retarded. It's like the second best school district in the state. Like people will move in my county just to send their kids to school, and they're still dumb. So it's like what top down problem. I feel like we got to do something because this shit ain't working.
Right.
So what the fuck are we gonna keep doing? We keep doing the same shit. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, so
you're right.
I'm a little confused because I know Trump was saying stuff about like having prayer in school. Like we've kind of got messages all over the board from him, but
Yeah.
I'm obviously in favor of abolishing the Department of Education. It's just like this has been a popular Republican talking point, not just from Trump, but I mean from Republicans for fucking decades now. So I think there's I think there's probably a little bit more of an appetite for it. But that being said, I do think Trump is a little bit more in favor of like states' rights stuff. So, you could see a little bit more benefit in that respect as well.
I mean, I kind of like say silver lining of the Trump presidency. Let's say it's just Trump presidency 1 times 2, like 1.2. Silver lining, if anything, if just more shit gets kicked back to the states, I think I'd be happy with that.
Right.
I think I'd be happy with that.
Thing with the abortion law, it's like, do you want your daughter dying from a miscarriage? Like, no one's dying from miscarriages.
No, the amount of fear mongering around the abortion issue is crazy right now. And it's like the people that are like, they're taking my rights away, they're taking our rights away, and blah 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 blah. You guys hate women. It's like
also true.
Look, yeah, to be honest, especially the white ones. No, I'm just kidding. It's just like the amount of fear mongering that goes along with it without actually, like, I see the stories all the time, or I get sent the stories by somebody, and I'm just like, I go and look at the story, like, what is it actually? Because it's like a video about the story, and then I'm like, okay, well, let me go find the actual thing, and it's like, yo, that's not even what happened. Like, it's not because of the fucking abortion ban in Texas or whatever. It's like there was certain things that happened before that. That person did some things too and wasn't either very well educated because they've been force-fed shit saying that they're not allowed to get an abortion. So then they tried to take some abortion medication and had an adverse effect, but then they're scared of going to prison for taking abortion medication, which isn't what would happen. And like, it's just crazy. And they're like, this is because Roe v. Wade is gone. And it's like, no, this is because you guys have told them that they're going to prison if they have a life-threatening moment in their pregnancy and they can't get rid of the child that's inside them, which is still legal in all 50 states.
Dude, there was so many posts about like Decepticons fucking, shotgun mouth.
Yeah, I know. That shit's crazy too.
And I'm like, well, there's a 42% chance it'll happen anyway. But like, it's all the fear mongering that goes into. It's like, dude, no one's doing shit. Shut the fuck up.
We're not coming to your fucking house, bro.
The whole abortion thing has always been kind of confusing for me because, like, if you just listen to Trump talk about it, and he's been very, very clear on his position on it. Actually, I think him and I are like of the same position, where it's like we're both pro-life, but with exceptions. And once again, it's not that I like these exceptions, but you don't make rules around the exceptions either, right? Like, because we're talking about like the exceptional cases of involuntary or life of the mother. We're talking about infinitesimally small margins that like aren't even worth discussing because that's how rare they are.
I have actually the numbers in front of me because I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
So the percentage for the pregnancy resulted from an incest 0.01%. The woman was raped 0.15%. The woman's life was endangered by the pregnancy 0.20%. There was a serious fetal abnormality, 0.98%. The woman's physical health was threatened by the pregnancy, 1.48%. The woman's psychological health was threatened by the pregnancy, 1.88%. The woman aborted for social or economic reasons, 74 or 80 something percent, like whatever.
So basically, the exceptions that I'm talking about, I would say like the woman's psychological health. I'll include that, but I mean that's like so subjective.
It's less than 5%.
Exactly. We're talking less than 5% of overall abortions. We're talking how many are done per year. I mean, I really don't know like the numbers on this kind of stuff, but it's Yeah, like we're literally trying to jump through,
Safe,
hoops.
legal, rare. I think that's
Yeah.
safe, legal, rare. That's what we should be going for, just based off of how the country feels in general. And I love the best part about this whole thing is like Europe gives us so much shit. Like there was like Finland, Norway, and like another I don't know, Nordic area or European Union fucking place that like put out a video after the election. They're like, we're with you, America. We're with you, American women, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody went and put the weeks that are allowed on like their abortions in their country. And it's significant. It's like the first 8 weeks, or it's like 2 months in. It's like significantly lower than what is being argued in the United States. And it was just like, you guys don't even know what you're pandering to right now, because if it happened in your country, you guys would flip shit, because you'd be like, that's way too long. That's
Can
a
you
life.
genuinely imagine the 4 of us, including Sam, so 5 of us here, giving a fuck what Sweden does? Like
No,
the fact
I
that
could
so
care
many
less.
countries and people, Europeans, are like, well, Trump's. Listen to me very carefully, Europe. I don't care you exist. You only are in my mind when I hear you speak to me. Outside of that, I don't care if your fucking continent sinks to the fucking Atlantic Ocean. Eat a dick, all of Europe, all of Australia, all of Canada too. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Well, we make your shut the fuck up. We can make it in the United States. Don't care.
Exactly. Yeah. I genuinely like the amount of Australians who pop their fucking mouth off in their dumb kangaroo country. I don't care what you think. I care less than this much how much what you think about what we do in America.
I care less. I care less of a percentage than the amount of incest abortions there are in the United States.
Dude, it drives me crazy. Especially like when if I travel, like I'm going to Mexico in 2.5 weeks. Where I'm going is pretty American based, but like sometimes you run into some fucking Canadians and some Europeans. Every single time,
they got to tell you.
They have to tell you. I'm like, oh, where you're from? They're like, oh, I'm from fucking Sweden. Oh, cool, man. How's it like over? I'll be like actually asking about their country, like the physical geographic part. Oh, you American or Canadian? I'm American. Trump's a dictator.
Yeah.
Shut up. Dick. Yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm gonna fight you by the pool. Let's get choked you to death. Like, shut the fuck up. It's so
crazy.
Annoying.
Well, and it's like we're in their minds, but they're not in ours.
No, that meme from Mad Men where it's like, I feel bad for you. I don't think about you at all. That's exactly how I feel about every other country in the world. It's like I don't even think. I forget you exist until you talk about it.
I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, it's the Thanos thing. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. I don't give a shit. It's like who are you? Yeah. Oh, Switzerland gives
what do
a
you
fuck?
do?
Who cares? You're not relevant in any part of my life.
Yeah. Our one state is bigger than 6 times your country. Get off my dick.
You know what? I'm pro invasion again. We should just start taking countries over and making extra states out of them and just kicking them the fuck out. Oh, Sweden, you're 51 now. You want to talk shit? Norway, you'll be 52. Keep it up. Like, I'm just over it.
Then your opinion could matter significantly more about our politics.
We should invade Canada. I'm over Canada too.
Yeah, no, dude, I told you.
Just make them Commonwealths. Don't give them state. They have no right to vote, dude. Don't give them that.
Just make them. I was gonna say make them Puerto Rico and Guam. Yeah, it's just
and they can't come here either.
Yeah. You're confined to your fucking snow and moose.
We're actually taking vassals. That's what we're doing. We're not. It's not even commonwealths. They're just vassal states. They need to send us their tax revenue.
Hey, what are you doing? And he was just building a wall in front of their house.
Shut up.
You just fucking shut up. Like, oh.
No, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was pro invasion of Canada the night that Trump won. So
yeah, me too. I'm with you.
Invasion of Trump.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Maybe we could push these horrible war hawks that Trump is choosing into saying, hey, why don't we forget about Iran and China and Ukraine and we let's just look north and then south too, and we could slave some Mexicans and have them basically give everybody a basic diet of healthy Mexican food, right?
Yeah,
dude.
if Trump gets into office, like we're going to war with Canada, I'm like, where do I sign up?
Yeah, I might volunteer for that one.
Like, that or England too, because I want to beat them for a third time. Just sign me the fuck up. Sign me up. I hate them so much.
Canada would be like 1.5. It'd be like Canada and just like a little fuck you to England because they still like relish the queen or whatever. Well, I guess not anymore. She's dead, but
The king.
I just think the operation. I'm all for Operation Canadian Bacon. Dude, I feel like most of Canada would be like, hell yeah, we're down with this. Let's get Mr. Blackface out of office. Like we want Orange Man.
Yeah, we could probably turn half of Canada against Canada because half
yeah.
Canada is pretty Republican or like conservative. So like,
Well, and then half of it nobody fucking lives in. So
right, genuinely, I think 35 or more than that percent live on the border of America. Right, like it's like 70%,
Yeah.
something crazy like that.
yeah.
We should also
dumb.
annex Greenland too. Fuck them. Like, what do they get to say? Like,
Who lives there?
People
Does
do. But it's
anybody?
like, yeah, they do. But it's like I think like there's like one. You know that in the Judge Dredd remake, there was like a mega block.
Yeah.
That's like Greenland. I'm not even kidding. It's like Greenland has like one town with like one jail and like crazy amount of murders for like the amount of people that live
That's
there.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's because it's fucking freezing there. I never understood the Greenland is ice, but Iceland is green.
Good
I
marketing
never
campaign.
understood that. Yeah, fuck. They figured it out. They
Yeah.
got the Vikings, dude.
No.
They told them where to go, and they just
Take
fucking
Iceland
went.
too. Fuck them. Let's take Iceland too.
Yeah.
Let's
I mean,
just
Trump
keep-
talked about annexing Greenland at one point, didn't he? In his first presidency, that was a talk. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
it was a joke, but
Yeah, it was a good one.
it was a good one. I'm all for.
Should've
I'm
been
genuinely for it,
serious.
though. I'm all for American imperialism again. For countries immediately surrounding us, I'm all for American imperialism.
So fucking funny. Yeah, let's focus. It's like every strategy war game you've ever played. Like, you don't go after people that are all the way across from you. You start in your country and you expand out.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing?
And Japan did it with China.
Yeah, they almost won too.
They
If it
almost
wasn't
won.
for those. Never mind.
They're all slant eyes over there. It's okay.
Dude, they hate each other, bro. Dude,
do.
it's so
Chinese
crazy.
people, yeah, Asian people are very racist.
Very racist
They're
towards each other.
so
Dude, that
racist.
Tom Segura joke is actually spot on. Where he was like,
Yeah.
Japanese is one. He's like, then you have Chinese and Koreans, and then everything else. It's
Yeah.
like he's right. He's like they like the darker skinned Asian you are, the least liked you are by the other Asian countries.
Yeah, and
The
they all
Philippines
hate
and shit.
China. Like,
Yeah.
most of them hate China.
And they all hate Japan. Like,
Because
Yeah,
they're
they
number
definitely
they're
all
number
hate
one
Japan.
well, they
economically.
they dominated them for a while too, and
Yeah.
did some
That-
pretty
that
fucked up
also.
things to their king.
Yeah.
You know, Korea had
Man.
like 1,000-year slavery chain.
Oh yeah. You saw the Bobby bit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I love. He was like, Koreans, we never enslaved anybody, and it's like they just searched it real quick, and it's like had the longest slavery ever in recorded history.
And like, I mean, everyone enslaved everybody, so I didn't think they didn't have. But to have 1,000-year one is
Yeah,
that's
that's pretty wild.
that's S tier slavery ownership.
Yeah.
Like, that's
wonder
fucking nuts.
who they owned.
Probably other
Just each
Koreans
other.
or Chinese
Yeah,
or
just each
yeah,
other.
each other. Yeah,
Each other. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. There's probably like
no problem there.
It's
Well,
fine.
and then you got like the Mongolians and stuff. Like they basically had vassal states from Mongolia all the way through China, all of the Asian
Yeah.
peninsula, all the way to goddamn Rome. So like,
yeah, they just
I need an
tore
argument.
through
I need an
everything.
argument settled. 'Cause I'm going to show somebody at the gym this. If you guys agree with me, if not, I'm going to bury it forever. I was talking to a guy at the gym about like the NFL, and
Yeah.
and he was like, "Well, technically, the Eagles are like the most American football team because the Eagles." And I was like, "Oh, you could argue Cowboys because Cowboys are a very American thing." He's like, "No, it's not." I went, "Yeah, it is." He's like, "The Mongolians had horses." I was like, "They weren't fucking cowboys, dude. That's
yeah,
completely."
dude, that was stupid.
Okay, good. I'm going to show him this clip.
I was like, that's just dumb. I was like, the only country that would have made sense for him to say that is Mexico. because
Mexico, right,
had-
exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
But fucking
No,
Mongolia.
I'm like, they
and
were
horses,
nomadic.
like,
They were nomadic tribes essentially, and they never like settled, and they just fucking rode
Yeah.
horses. Who gives a shit? It's totally not the same fucking thing as a cowboy, idiot.
Yeah.
that shit's crazy. That shit's
wouldn't-
so stupid.
You wouldn't call like Indians on horseback cowboys,
No,
like
hold on.
No, they were
Rex is right though.
Indians.
Cowboy
They were-
fans
they
are
were
so
Indian.
gay. Shout out cowboy fans being gay.
You mean Yankees fans? Because
Nope.
Cowboys and Yankees fans are the
Nope.
same thing.
Nope. Nope.
They're
Nope.
if you're a Yankees
Nope.
fan, you're a Cowboys fan
Nope.
and a Lakers fan. That's what they
untrue.
are.
How many? No. First of all,
I'm just
it only
I'm
counts
just gonna
if you're
say
not-
it. I don't know shit about sports, but the Steelers and the Penguins and the Pirates are it. That's all.
That's fair.
Steelers are
from
looking
there.
good.
That's
Steelers
fair.
are looking good.
Yeah, I
Russell
can
Wilson.
usually tell if the Steelers are doing good by how everybody's talking in the morning. Usually on like Monday morning, I hear, "Oh man, did you see them? They totally sportsed and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, man, cool." But like, if they're like, "Oh man, no, they totally didn't like the ball and stuff," it just didn't.
Did it
Then
go?
I'm
Ball and
usually,
stuff.
then I'm usually like, "Oh man, so it wasn't like a good day."
It's
for
like a
Pittsburgh."
foreign language to Kyle. He's just picking up words he understands. Like,
Yeah.
he's like Cucina.
He's
kid,
like,
I
"Oh,
got that."
vato, cochina,
Yeah, coach.
hola, cómo estás?"
Ball. Quarterback? Bat. No. Quarterback.
No,
That's so
as
funny.
a New Yorker, I'm allowed to root for the Yankees. I grew up with the
Yeah, I
Yankees.
know. But I'm
If
still
you're
gonna
not a
give
New
you shit.
Yorker, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I
if-
do have a
dude,
I do have a Pirates hat over there. I mean, it's like a Pittsburgh hat because it's black and gold.
Oh well,
so,
hey buddy,
yeah.
to let you know, they're all the same color. All your teams are the same color.
yeah.
I know. That's how
Nice.
most sports. That's how they should be. That's how you should do state
agree.
sports. It's crazy.
I
It's
agree.
crazy to me that it's not the same everywhere. Like that is so smart by the city of Pittsburgh and like what
So
they're like.
smart.
Hey, if you're gonna be a team here, you're gonna be black and gold. Like that's what you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just pulled up the logo. They have like the Pirates P with a penguin head on it, and then on the
Yeah.
other end of the P, they have the yellow, red, and blue logo on there. People always used to have those stickers, and then I think I was talking about this last week on here was the whole stronger than hate logo with the Star of David on it. Like, man,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh knew how to brand. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
they ever thought like,
So
back in the day, if it was like, hey, if we make it this way, then we'll always be able to market this brand. But I'll tell you what,
Right.
man, it definitely seems like Pittsburgh had like the best brand.
yeah,
No, they do because New York. I mean, outside the Giants and the Rangers, who are both, I guess, red, white, and blue. The Jets are fucking green. I mean, the Islanders are fucking orange and blue. Like, there's no fucking. Oh, the Bills are red, white, and blue. Also, if you want to count them as New York.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. Like most teams, most states just don't fuck with that.
Yeah, I think Philly is the only other one that does like pretty well, and
Sixers.
it's not the colors, but it's like the logos and stuff are all related to like Liberty shit. It's like the
Yeah.
Liberty Bell.
Yes.
You got the Eagle.
Well,
you
the Flyers.
Huh?
The Flyers.
The Flyers
Yeah,
are
what
pretty
are-
recognizable.
Yeah,
But they're
what-
not like
what
Liberty
is-
related.
Yeah, but I think that don't they have the Liberty Bell in their logo somewhere?
No.
They got something in their logo. I saw another post about it, and I was just like,
Luke's fucking theory
That
breaking
doesn't-
down.
don't-
He's just trying to
don't-
go to build that.
Don't the Flyers have like a hockey puck in their logo or something like that?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
orange and black.
The
Okay.
Flyers is related to the pamphlet flyers they passed out for the Constitution back in the day.
Oh.
That's not a bad lie. I don't think that's what it is.
That's a
though.
great lie.
That's a
So
great
the
lie.
the,
I had
the
no
terrible I forget the origin of the terrible towel, but I think it was something with somebody on some team sometime got a towel and they said it was terrible, and then it just became like a huge thing. Like I gotta say, I think I talked about this on the show. I know.
One
But,
guy
uh,
with a towel one time, and he called it terrible, and that made history.
Everyone- This is
Yeah,
why
pretty
I
much.
love sports though, because it's just retarded tribalism. It's like fuck it,
Yeah.
you ride with the towel. You're like, all right, that's history. I
You know
guess.
what? It was when I saw Elon Musk jumping up and down waving a terrible towel. There's like a certain pride with that.
yeah,
I don't know if you guys can get it, but for me,
No.
not being a sports guy, I was like, that's pretty awesome.
I mean, I get it.
yeah,
but, like,
and then you
I'm not a
see him
Steelers
jump,
fan,
and you're
so,
like,
you
"Whoa,
know,
what the fuck is wrong with
Oh
this
yeah,
guy?"
Elon's very awkward, but once again,
autistic, correct.
when you're repping my city,
Yeah, of course.
eh,
Kyle's like,
I
"I'm a
get it.
Snoop Dogg fan too," It's whatever.
Who's
how's
in
that
black
go?
and yellow? Was that Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah, it was Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, you got Wiz Khalifa, and then
Wiz Khalifa, and wasn't Mac Miller from Pittsburgh too?
Mac Miller was from Pitt. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right, he was dead.
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa grew up in a town called Shady Side, which is about an hour from me. It's actually a very nice area, which you would kind of be surprised about.
yeah, just based off the name, I thought it'd be a little shady.
No, Shady Side's very nice. It's like the nicer part of or like the nicer part of Pittsburgh where a bunch of the rich
Yeah,
kids go.
I think Mac Miller grew up in a more ghetto area than Wiz Khalifa, to be
Okay,
honest.
so
Probably true.
yeah, no, you're probably right. I'm gonna find out now. Mac.
That's interesting.
Where did Mac Miller?
Oh.
Point Breeze. So I don't know exactly where that is.
Fucking
actually.
Rams Dolphins game is 7-0. It's boring as fuck.
Oh, gay.
Bets aren't hitting. Bets aren't hitting.
No.
All right. We got anything else before we get the fuck out of here?
My show with Tommy Vext on Wednesday was unfortunately canceled. I was really looking forward to playing with Tommy Vext because I've been a big fan of his music in Bad Wolves, Divine Heresy, all these other bands that he played in, and unfortunately he canceled. This is the second time we were supposed to open for him, and the second time he canceled. So
Bastard.
sucks. Just is what it is. But yeah, no, Common Crown's going really, really well. We have like 7 new songs pretty much written, and then we just got to record them, and we're gonna have a shitload of new music out next year.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
We're just
Biting
doing
the
plugs?
bullet. We got biting, yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. So biting the bullet. We got an episode coming out Wednesday. We might be doing a live show on Thursday, tentatively live, tentatively just us recording. Probably like what is it? 5:30 Eastern, something like that. I think.
Yeah, somewhere around there. We'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
somewhere.
and
Yeah,
let
we'll
you guys
post
know.
about it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, there's that.
Sick. I got nothing. So,
Okay.
follow me on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, at Adam Dutter. All 3 of our teams are bad, and
Yes, it's depressing.
and I just Oregon. Let's go Oregon.
What's crazy is
Let's go Oregon.
College
Kyle's team is actually the best out of all.
He
of
doesn't
our
care. I
teams,
know.
and he doesn't
Oh,
care.
I guess you can argue Sam with the Eagles, but Sam.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just heard all the people in my work. Once again, I can tell how the Steelers or the Pirates or the Penguins did each day when I come in the next day and I hear them talking about sports and they sound happy or they sound disappointed. That's how I usually know if we're doing all right. And I
like
Sarah, my wife watches sports too occasionally. So if we're at like a restaurant or something, I know she'll be watching the TV. I'm like, yeah, that's like them.
Wow,
sports and stuff.
he's fucking Hillary Clinton. Wow.
Yeah.
They made a point.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
tell you what.
shit.
I went to a couple Pirates games, and it was fun to just kind of sit there and, you know what I did?
Not pay attention to
Drank.
baseball.
Nope, drank
Yeah.
a lot.
That's what baseball games
Drink
are for.
and pretend to be a part of the crowd. The
You could
mob, just
actively,
like-
outside of playoff baseball, you could actively just sit there and hold a full conversation for 9 innings and not realize
yeah,
the game going on beyond you.
Yeah, actually, that is exactly what happened too. There were a bunch of I hate
Okay.
Oh, okay. My typo.
Fuck you, typo.
There were a whole bunch of Mexican-looking dudes who were like real estate guys that were at watching the Pirates game because I guess they were scoping out some real estate in Pennsylvania. I just sat down and bullshitted with them for like a half hour straight. Just sat
Yeah.
there, had a drink, and yeah, it was cool, man.
I don't know what happened.
Ed's honest. All right.
Well,
All right, boys.
That's the
Ty, want
shit
to play your
show.
outro thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do it.
deuces.